Hey everybody, this is JoshSDH, and I'm playing a digging game, which means you know I'm going to love it. This is Towns, and it involves mining and building and planning and monsters and adventure, and so I'm really excited to show it and share it with you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So what you see here is our map, and you see my civilians down here, my settlers, I don't know what we're calling them, let's see, citizens even. I have no soldiers right now. We'll explain that in a bit. And I found this game from Paul Swords Jr. He did a really nice introduction to kind of how the gameplay works. So I'm going to skip some of the gameplay, like how-to, and more just actually play. But I'm exploring the map real quick, just looking for some things, looking to see if there's any iron, looking to see where the froggies are. Froggies aren't our friends. They like to kill my civilians. And I'm looking to see if there's any exposed iron. And I'm not seeing any. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. We got some coal over here. You can hear that a froggy just killed a chicken. Yeah, I'm not seeing any exposed iron. And yep, okay. So we're going to build basically where we are, and so it's easy to get back to them. So the way this game works is I control, kind of like the all-knowing prophet or god or king or however you want to look at it, of all of these people here. And we're going to call them our citizens, our people. And screw that bush. Basically, I provide them orders. And so this works like, I think it was called Dwarf Fortress. I never played it. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I'm referencing the wrong game. But basically, you are the controller. You give orders. Orders have priorities. Your people do that, but you need to make sure they eat and don't die and all of that jazz. And so what I'm doing here is I am making a stockpile so that they can gather all the wood and put it right there. So I give them orders, and then I hope I pick out the right priorities and do the right things so that way they don't all starve to death is kind of my goal. And it's sometimes very challenging. Actually, starving is the thing I mess up on the most, it seems. And so that's something where I need to be really careful, because I don't want to have them all die before I can even really play the game. So what I'm having them do right now is I made these stockpiles. These are areas where resources are placed just so I can have them gathered. And eventually I can build containers and all that jazz. And now I'm actually going to have them harvest some fruit trees. And so you see it's a fun top-down design. I should point out this game is actually in alpha still. I did purchase it through Desora Games, maybe? First game I've ever bought from there. So I did purchase it, and it's been so much fun. For an alpha game, I am super excited for when this comes out. Full scale, full steam ahead, ready to go. Heck, even beta. I mean, you saw how much fun Minecraft was in beta. So this game has a lot of potential, and so I'm really excited for it. So basically, I need to get a steady food supply, and these fruit here, that's great. That's not going to cut it, though. We're going to need to do some farming. We're going to need to build things. We're going to need to use this lumber for something, and we do that by creating like places. So think of homes or workshops or farms or kitchens or bedrooms, and those are called zones. And so the first zone I'm going to put down is a carpentry zone. I'm going to look around this map, see where I want to actually build my settlement. Actually, I think I'm going to build it in here. So forget the zone right now. I want to get rid of all of these trees in my way and have them start doing that. So they're cutting that down. So while they're doing that, let me kind of show you around the UI here. So I have my actions down here. This is what I give orders to people to do that. I can also define zones and stockpiles. I can also cancel orders. Over here, things I can build, so walls, utilities, furniture, decorative, containers, and buildings, which I'll show in a minute. Up here, it shows you my settlers, as well, or my civilians, as well as my soldiers, which I don't have any yet. I can convert them later. This number is the number of days, and I have no idea what these numbers are. It might be months, years, perhaps. I don't know. Here is what level I'm on. Right now I can only see level up. There's multiple levels down I can dig, and there's dungeons and all sorts of scary stuff. Over here is my mini-map, so you can see, and if I click on the mini-map, it brings me to that location, so that's kind of nice. And then back here, my settlers, and so that's really the UI. Over here, there's some other things. So these are things I can have ongoingly created. And what's kind of cool here is I have multiple options. So this is, if I click on the left side, I'm telling them to make me that many. So if I really wanted, special roasts and I had the materials, I'd say make me some special roasts, and it would do that. Right now it's telling me it can't. If I click on this side, though, it'll have that many on stock at all times. And so that's really kind of nice with food production. Like I always say, hey, try to make sure you always have like 6 or 10 or 20 bread available. Also, here you can see the people are sleeping. They're tired. It's night. They're in bed. There's no like day-night cycle on the maps. It's kind of hard to tell if it's day or night, but you can tell by their sleeping signs that they just got tired. They're wore out. They need some rest. So now we've got an area cleared away. Let's go ahead and create our first area, which is going to be our carpentry zone. And so now that I've defined that, I can put carpentry utilities. Oops, carpentry There we go, utilities on it. And the first thing I need is a carpenter's bench. And I'm actually going to make 3 of them because then 3 things can be built at a time once we get to that point. And so what you'll see is my settlers, in order of priority, will run. They'll grab some wood, and they'll do their little magic over there. They'll make a bench over there, and then boom, boom, boom. They'll put some benches down. Awesome. Well, the carpenter bench is all good, but what I also need is some stone so that I can make the next type of carpentry item, which is our, where is it? There we go, our wood detailer. And stone I'm going to get from digging underground. And I'm going to dig over here actually on purpose because I know there'll be stone under here, so I can gather a lot of that resource. And there's some coal sources over here too. So I'm going to tell them to dig right here. Oops. So someone's going to run over and dig, and they're going to get me down into the underground. And so right now I can roll my mouse wheel and you can see underground it's all unknown, kind of like fog of war, but I can see the water. And so this water continues down to this level. So I got to be careful because if I mess up, they can flood and I'll die, and then it's horrible and everyone's sad. And then I start again. So now I'm going to have them build a ladder. And so someone will run over. Probably going to be this person here. Who is that? That's Elaine de Berchelet. They're all like French Foreign Legionnaires. So she's going to do her stuff. She's grabbing the wood she needs to make the ladder. Looks like she's going to need one more. So she grabs a third one. Chicken just got killed over here. Boom, boom, boom. She got her 3 pieces of wood. She's working away, working away. She built a ladder. And now she will place the ladder there for us. And so now when we scroll down, you'll see I can see it's a stone block underneath. So I'm going to provide the order to come and do some mining. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to get too close to the water. I'm going to mine that because I want stone and I want some space down here. So now everyone and their cousin's going to come down. And they're all like, hey, look what's going on. We got some stuff to do. And they're chopping away at the wood. They're chopping away the mud, the dirt, and the coal. So they're digging us a nice big open area here. And you can see the resources are left behind. 1, because I need a stockpile for them. And 2, because that stockpile is only for wood anyway. So where should I put that for now? I'm just going to put it all over here. And we'll disable all, and then we'll add stone. And we'll add some coal. And what the heck, we'll add wood. That's the stuff I'm really working with right now. And so they're still mining down here, doing their thing. Dig, 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 dig. Some of them are falling asleep. And the rest are going to start grabbing some resources, bringing them up, and dropping them on that stockpile. So it's really nice that they'll do that. They'll gather everything and bring it up for you as needed. I'm just destroying these bushes just because they're kind of in the way. Hey, little piggy. Hello. So there you go. It's a game that has mining, so of course I'm going to love it. And it's actually true. I'm really enjoying the heck out of it so far. And I often die and starve them far too early. So I haven't even seen any of the really big fun stuff yet. All right, so they're bringing all that up. Another pig died. So that's good to know. You got to keep an eye on those froggies because when you give commands like find food or gather those resources, sometimes our folks will walk all the way over here. For example, let's see if I can see any bones lying out. Oh, here's some raw steak here. So if I'm not careful and they're looking for food, they'll walk over there to get that raw steak, and then the froggies will kill them, and no one's happy when they're dead. I'm not really sure what mud's used for at this point in the game. Again, it's still an alpha, so I just destroy the mud because it just gets in the way. All right, so now that we have stone, we can make some of these. So I'm going to make 3 of them. And so what happens when you click is it deselects whatever your last selection was unless you hold down the shift key. So when I'm placing 3, I'm holding down shift as I press those. So that way it will allow me to get both of them in, or all 3 of those placed. So our carpentry zone now is going to have a bunch of carpentry benches and now some wood detailers. And that's important because our next zone we're going to make right now is going to be a masonry zone. And I'm going to have them be all in the same building right now. That way I can save on walls I need to build. And walls are important because they have a boost to your productivity and the speed you can produce things. So when closing things in walls, and that'll give them a ceiling automatically, we do give them that boost. And I'm going to place a door, even though there's no walls in. I'm going to put a door right there so our folks can come in. And I'm going to ask for them to make us a masonry tool. But to do that, you can see it on there, I need a stone, which I have tons of there, and a stone hammer. So I need to come up here and say, hey, make me a stone hammer. And actually, I always want to have one on hand. So I'm just going to put that in there right now. And so it's going to go grab 2 stones, and you can see her down there. She's bringing them over to the detailer. She grabbed 2 stones. She's going to grab 1 piece of wood. She's walking over, right here. And she's making the stone hammer. And now she has a stone hammer and she's walking around. Because I need that stone hammer so I can make this detailer. And so now to make the detailer, I need the stone hammer plus 1 stone. And then she's going to use that hammer and that stone. And she'll come up with a detailer. Now, the reason I do that is I like the look of stone walls, and to do a stone wall, I need stone detailers, or a mason bench, and that's what I just built there. So I built the mason bench. So now let's place this. This pig, of course, is going to get in my way. There we go. And so you can see I just outlined the walls. And so they'll all start gathering walls and doing that jazz. Now, I also want to make sure they don't starve to death. That's, oh, hush you. That's never a good thing. So I'm going to do some farming. I'm going to do my farming right here. And I'm just going to destroy this bush. No reason to make them waste time cutting it down. And so to farm, first you need to do, till the land, which makes sense. And so for farms, you need 3x3 plots. So I'm going to put down, let's see, maybe 9 farms. So 1, 2, 3. Is that about 9? That's close. That's better. There we go. I'm going to put down 9 plots of land. And so they're going to take a break from putting up their stone walls. You can see they're doing that here. And they're going to till away. And they're tilling. And we're going to let them do that. And I'm going to cut out until they're done that. And then we'll come back. All right. So they finished their farming. They're back to building walls. And while they're doing that, I'm going to place some of the actual farms. And so I need a wheat farm. And wheat farms require 4 wood each. And so I'm going to make quite a few wheat farms here, because I want to be able to make lots of bread, because bread is going to keep my peeps alive. There we go. And yeah, it's on hummus, and so I don't know if that's a word from another language I'm just unaware of, or if it's just a made-up word. It makes me think of hummus, which is delicious. So you never know. Oh, and you can see all our food here is gone because they've been eating all of that fruit. So I'm going to have them harvest some more so that they don't starve in the next few minutes here. Let's see if there's another good plot of fruit trees. Yeah, we'll have them harvest these ones too. Oops, not chop, harvest. There we go. I really enjoy that the chop command ignores the fact if it's not a fruit tree, or ignores it if it is a fruit tree. So it's nice that I can just go chop up here, and it will ignore the fruit trees by default. So that's really nice. There we go. We got a nice supply of fruit now. They're grabbing some more wood to keep our wood supply up, and I think we're going to be in a good spot. The walls are still working, and so you see it's a priority game. So they have standing orders right now, right? And so they have some orders to go get some fruit trees. They may have finished that. They have orders to cut down wood. Basically, they have some orders to gather that fruit. Here comes someone with some. And to gather the wood. And then there's still these orders over here to do the wood, or to do the walls. And so part of the game is figuring out what the priority is going to be. And I honestly haven't yet. I'm kind of lazy about that. I know that when I ask them to mine, they drop everything. They must love mining, because every single one of them is like, peace out, dude. Whatever their current job is, they run down underground and they're dig. So they must love mining games a lot. Not entirely sure why or why, what the priority for that is, but they seem to enjoy it. Ooh, look, got pretty close here. If I opened this up, it'd be covered in water. So I got to be real careful as I dig to only go that away and avoid that lake, because really I do not need to be flooded. So you can see I got some wheat going, so that's great. I forgot to build something though. When you have wheat, you need to mill it, and that's important. Now I read on the forums that you only need 1 windmill for every 9 farms. I don't know how true that is. So if you know better, or if you're the developer of the game or something, let me know. If you want to, maybe that's part of the learning and part of the fun is not having any clue what you're doing. So I have that going, so that's gonna mill. But milling wheat doesn't really do much because I need a place to cook it. And so right now we have our construction area going, our building here. And now I'm going to build us another zone. And I'm going to get us where is it? A bakery. A bakery. And I think we'll put the bakery relatively close over here. Yeah, something like that. So there's a bakery, and while we're at it, we'll add another zone as well. We'll add a kitchen, which we may not use for a while. We'll just have it there to kind of be ready for that. So there we go. So we got that going. While that's going, I should probably cook us up some furniture. And by cook, of course, I mean make. Let's see here. We're going to need a baker's table, which takes 2 wood. And I think 3 of them should do. And we're also going to need a baker's oven to, bake. I think 3 of them should do. And that'll be good. And I'm going to add a door. Oops, not a wall. I want to add a door just so I like to put my doors down first so I get an idea of how I'm designing the buildings. And for the most part, I think that's going to be fine. You know, they'll go in here when this room's done, and they'll go in there. And speaking of done, this is getting real close. So, oops. So there's one wall left. And let me change over to this mode. So what I just did there was I hit Control. And what Control does is it makes the walls transparent so you can see inside. And so that's kind of nice. I can see inside. It's interesting that it does that for the farms too. Like I can see the humus underneath. But whatevs. It just lets you get to see behind the structures. So I guess that makes sense. It looks like the priority. So here we go. So they've had this wall to do for a while, but they've been making these ovens instead. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. I'm going to pause the game and find out what's up with him. Be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. And so you see they just finished the wall, and so I got a roof. So you can hit tab to hide the roof, or you can hit control to hide everything, and so you can see inside and see what they're doing. And so they're working away. They're probably going to make this last baker's oven here. Which means we should probably get bread production going. So I'm going to go to my baking icon up in the middle here, click that. And I'm going to say I always want to have at least 1 bread per person. So 7 people. And to start off, we have them make 2 bread. So that should start happening. So what's happening now is they're taking the wheat, they're putting it in the mill, they're getting flour, they're taking the flour, they're putting it in the oven, and they're getting bread. And so that's awesome. And let's enable bread over here for now, just so we can keep bread on our stockpile. So it's kind of over there, so we can keep a good eye on it. And we're gonna add another little food stockpile just to be ready with that. There we go. Just make it a little bigger there. And again, we want to enable apples, bread, and pears right now. Perfect. So we got the stockpiles. They're doing their bread thing. Hopefully no one's gonna starve. So that's kind of the first big hurdle. Whoops, that's a chicken dying. Whew. Okay. While they're doing all that, I'm going to ask them now to come and chop us some more trees, because we really need this lumber gone. And so you notice they don't cross the water. I wonder if I could try sending them across the water. I'm not going to. But I can build bridges. All right, had to put the dog out. He was going crazy. So they're mining, or they're cutting down all these trees, and they're giving us a nice big pile of wood here, so that's great. And we have our bakery in action. We have bread being made, lots of fruit. I think we're in a good spot right now. So what I'm going to do now is ask them to put up some walls. Actually, I need them to get this weed out of the way. That'd be good if they could do that. Maybe I should add a zone over here from to take the wheat. Actually, what we can do is I'm going to make a container, and this container is where they're going to be able to put their food stuff. So let's see here, mats, raw food. So I'm going to ask the raw food barrel to go right there. And so hopefully one of them will run and grab some wood and start making that barrel. So it looks like it's going to be this dude over here. So Robin Hughes, or stop moving around, dude. Hughesy is going to make us that barrel. And so he's going to place the barrel. And then they're all going to go crazy to grab wheat if I'm not careful. So I need to disable all and then just add in wheat and or flour. There we go. So what they should do now is gather the wheat. You can see some of them got hungry, so they're grabbing some bread now. And it looks like they go for the most nutritious stuff first. And so different foods have different nutrition values, which will allow them to, I guess, stay full or satiated longer. I'm not entirely sure. So they're doing that. That gets that stuff out of the way, because I'm going to put up a wood wall around my bakery and kitchen area. And you need the kitchen area for basically processing meat. So eventually I'll have like a pig farm or a cow farm. And it'll be wonderful. There we go. So the wood walls are going up, which is great. Actually, something I should point out. So early on in the game, you can make walls just out of wood. You don't need anything. It's a log wall, and it will decay after a few days. So after a few days, it disappears. So if you imagine like your settlers are in the new world and they need something just short term before they can get their shops up, that's kind of how that works. But a wood wall, when you have your carpenter bench set up, will last, I guess, forever. I don't know if they have destructible environments or the idea of adding that to the game. But yeah, they have that. And these doors, I can right-click on them. I can lock them, and so I'm assuming that means that nothing can get in. But I thought I saw a video where someone was able to break a monster broke a door. So I don't know if that was just a bug or if that's intentional. Grabbing some more soda there. Wonderful. All right, so they're going to do that, and I think this is going to be enough for an episode. I think next time around, what I will do is I'm going to dig out here. I'm going to add some zones for each of them. I'm going to make them their own bedroom. And so I'm going to have these personal rooms underground. We can talk about the strategy and the reason why I'm doing that next time around. So hopefully you enjoy. This is Towns. Again, it's an alpha. This is 0.402, I think. It'll be in the title. And it's really a lot of fun. So if you like the game, or if you like this LP or me talking about it, whatever you want to call this, let me know in the comments, please, if you want to see more of this, because I'm going to be playing a lot of it. So I'm glad to record it if you have any interest in watching. So as always, keep on digging, and we'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.